Welcome to Rebel Chaser. My name is Gail, and I've got a video for you today from Judge Bell in Texas. This is a Throwback Thursday. This is a divorce trial, and this part is just Dad, and then tomorrow you'll hear Mom, and depending on how long it is, we might have an extra day. If not, I might do 2 videos tomorrow, or we'll see. I'm just gonna see how it works out. But like I said, it's a Throwback Thursday, so this is from 2021. The only thing is they didn't stream the opening statements, so we don't get to hear those. So I'll let you guys watch.
On the record in cause number 21 DCV 282142. We're going to pick up where we left off, and that is with the opening or the calling of witnesses by the petitioner's case. Mr. Sy, you may call your first witness.
I'm going to invoke the rule at this time, Your Honor.
All right, the rule has been invoked. Let me get the witnesses to start their videos for me, please. All right, Ms. Perry, Ms. Robinson, and Ms. Gray. The rule has been invoked. I'm getting some feedback. I'm going to mute you, Ms. Perry. But the rule has been invoked, and what that means is you're not allowed to discuss with anyone, the lawyers, the parties, or anybody, what's actually being done during the hearing until it's your turn to testify. So, for example, if one of the parties calls you up and says you're not going to believe what he said on the stand, that would be an inappropriate conversation to have. You cannot have a conversation like that. If you do, you'll end up not being allowed to testify, and you'll get in trouble with the court. So it's okay to talk to the lawyers and for them to say, well, this is kind of what I'm planning on asking you, or can you tell me a little bit about what you know about the case? So if we're in a break or something like that and the lawyers want to talk to you, they can. But you're not to have any discussions about what an actual witness has said or what's something that's happened in the courtroom. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. I'm going to put the witnesses in the waiting room. When it's your turn to testify, I will bring you in, and we'll take care of you once you're called as a witness. All right, I believe that is everyone.
Ms. Robinson is all, Your Honor.
There we go. Thought I'd done Ms. Robinson. I believe that's everyone now. So, Mr. Sy, you may call your first witness.
Yes, Your Honor. Is Court AV your court, Your Honor? Court AV.
Court AV is our courtroom. Yeah, y'all are on the big screen in here, so interns can watch the action.
May I have the ability to share the screen, Your Honor?
You would. I'm going to give you and Mr. Ramos both that ability now.
Thank you, Judge. May I proceed?
You may.
I'm going to call Chad Robert Wilson to the stand, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Will you please tell the court your name?
Chad Robert Wilson.
You're the petitioner in that you're the one that filed for divorce in this case. Is that correct?
Yes.
Where do you currently reside, sir?
In Katy, Texas.
What's the residence? What's the residential address? Excuse me.
3110 Francisco Bay Place, Katy, Texas 77494.
How long have you resided there?
A year and 7 months.
Who resides there with you, sir?
My son and myself.
Have you had anyone, and let me ask you this, when were you married to Miss Kayla Wilson?
And June 9th of 2019.
You have a son with Miss Wilson, Miss Kayla, correct?
Yes.
What's your son's name?
Jackson Noah Wilson.
How old is he, sir?
4.
For the first 2 years of Jackson's life, were you holding yourself out as Jackson's father?
Yes, I am.
Are you denying paternity at all to Jackson at all in this proceeding?
Not at all.
You're telling the court that you want Jackson. You are Jackson's biological.
I'm Jackson's biological father for sure.
In the residence that you have, how many rooms are there?
I have 4 bedrooms and a study flex room.
I'm going to show you what's been previously admitted as Exhibit P4. You see my exhibit here, or my screen rather, sir? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Yes, I do.
Okay. I'm going to show you this. Do you see this picture here?
Yes,
Is this the picture of Jackson's room?
it is.
Same with this one here.
Yes.
Is that his dresser?
Yes, it is.
And this is his bed. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And this is a bigger picture of the bed and that a side table there and a TV, right?
Yep. This is
Okay.
nightstand and TV.
What's that game system that he has there?
PS4.
And I'm going to show you some pictures that have been previously admitted. This is Jackson with you. Is that correct?
Yes, that was at Disney on Ice.
Oh, it was at a Toyota Center?
That was at the Reliant.
When was this?
That was April
Of 2020?
this of 2020 of this year, 2021.
What is this picture? Where is this picture taken?
That was in the front of our house, Easter. We were fixing to go out and fixing to get ready to go to church.
Easter of this year, sir?
Easter of 2021, yes.
What about this picture? When was this picture taken? What is it showing?
So that was on April 6th. That was us at Chuck E. Cheese with his friends, celebrating his birthday.
What about this picture? Is this in his room?
That's him fixing to get ready for bed in his room.
What about this picture? When was this picture and where was it taken?
It was at the Houston Zoo, and that was taking in, I want to say it was in June, May or June. No, it was May. It was May of this year.
What about this picture?
That was again at Disney on Ice.
What about this picture?
That was at Disney on Ice as well.
And just for the record, those are petitioner's exhibit number 2 that were previously admitted.
Yes, Your Honor. When Jackson was born, did you sign an acknowledgement of paternity for Jackson?
Yes, I did.
Grounds of relevancy. You know what? I'm gonna withdraw. Withdraw.
You're still trying to find that acknowledgement of paternity, right?
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about Jackson. What is his personality like?
He's always happy, super loving, loves to talk now, has great personality, and loves to play outside.
What other activities does he like to do?
He loves playing with the neighborhood kids. He loves to swim. He loves to dance. Likes to dance with Dad. Loves bath time, playing with his bath toys in bath time. And he loves going to the park, going to the splash pad.
Is this a park in your neighborhood?
Yes, there's several of them.
Does he have any friends in the neighborhood that you reside at?
Yes, he does. He has several friends in the neighborhood that he plays with, and they'll always play out and ride bikes and scooters. That's the other thing he loves to do, is ride a scooter and ride his bike in the cul-de-sac with all of his friends.
About how many friends does he have in that neighborhood?
4.
Does someone help you take care of Jackson when you're at work?
Yes, I have a nanny, Krista Perry.
Is that the woman that was previously here on the Zoom hearing with us?
That's correct.
Where does she live?
She lives 4 houses down from me.
How long has she been helping you nanny or babysit Jackson?
Since Jackson, since I had possession of Jackson.
About what time was that? What month and year was that?
April 1st of 2021.
Where do you work currently, sir?
Holiday World of Katy.
What are your hours of work like?
I work, mostly 8:30 to 5, and then maybe have one day that I'll work 1 or 2 days I might close at 7 o'clock.
During the times that you're at work, is this 5 days a week?
It's 5 days a week, yes. I
During
have
those
2 days off.
During those times at work, is that when you said Krista is helping you babysit and nanny for Jackson?
That's correct.
Now let's talk a little bit about how the incidents in April. You heard in Mr. Ramos's opening argument that there was a situation in Dallas where you had to go and get Jackson back from Dallas. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Is this fair to say that you and Miss Wilson's marriage started to deteriorate in March or April of this year?
That's correct.
Did Miss Wilson convey to you a desire to move to Dallas at that time?
No. She didn't tell me that she was moving to Dallas.
Everything after no.
Sustained after no.
What did Miss Wilson tell you about her desires in relating specifically to moving to Dallas?
I don't object. Time frame.
Sustained.
Mr. Wilson, in or about March or April of 2021 of this year, what did Miss Wilson tell you about her desire to move to Dallas?
That she wasn't coming back, and that she was going to file a divorce.
You're responsive to everything after she ain't coming back.
Overruled. You may continue that.
She was going to file a divorce, and that I just needed to let her go.
When did this conversation happen? Was it in March or April?
That conversation happened in March.
How many other kids does Miss Wilson have that are not of this marriage?
2.
How old are they?
11 and 8.
So is it your testimony that she took her 11 and 8-year-old as well as Jackson to Dallas?
Correct.
I guess objection, continuing leading. Objection.
It is. I allow a little bit when I've got you on time frames or time limits, but watch your leading, Mr. Sy.
Yes, Your Honor, I will do. Yeah, that's partially because of the time frame, but I'll
Objection. I remember.
now.
Sustained.
Yes, Judge. Mr. Wilson, when you first found out in March of 2021, what was your reaction to learning that Miss Wilson was going to go to Dallas?
I was upset. I tried to work things out with her.
Why were you upset, and what did you do to try and work things out?
I called her several times saying, "Hey, come back. Let's talk it out. Let's go see a counselor. Let's try to work things out."
At what time, sir, did she already move to Dallas? When was that move?
So it was.
Judge, I'm object. If this witness happens to be reading from a document in front of him, I would like the court to go ahead and admonish him. I mean,
I think his eyes are
No.
closed.
I'm thinking of what I'm thinking of when.
Hold on just 1 second. I've got an objection on the floor. I need to address it. Mr. Wilson, do you have any documents in front of you that you're looking at, or are you testifying from your memory?
From my memory.
Okay. So it's very important, just so you know, and this is true for both sides and all your witnesses. The other lawyer, if they ask, is entitled to review any documents that the witness is using while they're testifying. So that's something you need to be aware of. So I want you to testify from your memory. If you don't know the answer to a question, it's okay to not remember a date or not remember something. Just say you don't know. These lawyers are good, and they'll present you with evidence that if they need to refresh your memory. Okay. Objections overruled. You may continue, Mr. Sy.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Wilson, when was that move, if you remember, when Miss Wilson drove? Did she drive up there?
So yes, she drove. She actually drove to Dallas twice.
Everything
Okay.
after, yes.
Sustained.
And when was that drive, sir?
It was the last week of February, March. Is that weekend?
Last weekend of February or last weekend of March?
I think it was.
Objection, Judge, been asked and answered. I mean, he answered, he's trying to change his answer now.
No, I'm
Overruled.
not.
I need a clarification. Was it the last weekend in February or the first weekend in March? I'm confused.
It fell like on right there at the end of the month or whatever, and I believe it was that last weekend. Whether it was the end of February, the very first part of March, that's when it happened. I just don't know. I don't have a calendar in front of me to look and see the exact date, but it was that last weekend.
Mr. Wilson, how long was and what was the communication like between you and Ms. Wilson when Ms. Wilson was in Dallas?
She wouldn't communicate with me. She would. I would ask to talk to the kids. She wouldn't let me. She did a couple times, but it was very limited.
What type what type of conversations did you have with Jackson that month or so in March?
He would just say he missed me and he loves me and wanted to, wanted to come home.
I'm going to withdraw the hearsay objection. That's okay.
Sustained hearsay.
Mr. Wilson, let me re-ask the question. How many times would you talk to Jackson without going into what Jackson said? How many times would you talk to Jackson for that month in March of 2021 per week?
Per week, maybe twice.
Would you ask Ms. Wilson for more time to talk to Jackson during that time?
Yes.
What was her response?
Oh, he needs to go to bed, or he's wanting to run around, or she wasn't available.
Were you eventually able to get Jackson back from Dallas?
I was.
When did that happen, sir?
That happened the day before his birthday, which was on April 2nd.
Of 2021, sir?
Yep.
What happened during that time? How did you get him back?
So I had made an arrangement with Kayla to have Jackson for that weekend. Was taking some vacation time off, planned on spending his birthday with him, going out to dinner on Friday. We were going to stay with my mom there in Dallas, so that way she could spend some time with him. And was going to drop him off on the following Tuesday, the next April 7th, I believe, is when it would have been, at 5:00 is what we had arranged. She agreed. She asked me to take the other two children with me for the weekend. And I told her that I felt that it would be better that I'd take them out for lunch or take them out for dinner when I get in on Friday, pick them all up, and I'll take them out for dinner. But I think it'd be perfect for us to have one-on-one time, me with Jackson and her with her too, because she always said that she didn't get enough time to spend with them because Jackson was such a handful.
Did you have to lie to Miss Wilson?
Yes.
Why did you do it?
Because I needed to get my son back home.
Did Miss Wilson? Did Miss
Sorry?
Wilson? Yeah, sorry. Did Miss Wilson at the time she was in Dallas? Did you know where she was living?
No.
When did she eventually tell you where her residence was?
She said she was living with friends.
And did you know what friends those were?
Yeah, don't object now if he can just finish the answer. I think he was interrupted. He was not finished yet with his answer.
Overruled. I think he answered it.
Did you know who those friends were, Mr. Wilson?
I finally found out a couple of the friends that she was staying with, and then I found out that she was staying at the hotel at one point.
Sustained.
How long, Mr. Wilson, did it take for you to find out where Miss Wilson was residing in Dallas?
It took 2 or 3 weeks because it changed. She didn't have a stable environment, stable home.
At this time, had you filed for divorce in Fort Bend County?
I did.
Then you had Miss Wilson served when you had Jackson back, right?
So yes, once I had custody of Jackson.
To everything after yes.
Sustained after yes.
Okay.
Since that time, we had a short hearing where a Band-Aid orders, correct?
Yes.
The exchange, were there any issues with the exchange? I believe it was in Madisonville in earlier this month. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Were there any issues with the exchange?
No, there's no issues with the exchange. I did tell her, I sent her a text message.
Everything after, there's no issues with the exchange.
Sustained.
And Mr. Wilson, before that, shortly after our hearing, both you and Ms. Wilson went to the speech therapist office. Is that correct?
That's correct.
What happened at that office visit, if anything?
So at the office visit, she showed up. We waited for Jackson to get out of his speech therapy. When Wyla was going over everything with him, his speech therapist, she wasn't paying attention to any of it. She was still trying to focus on trying to get Jackson to come to her. And Jackson was steadily holding on to my leg and hiding behind me while I was listening to Wyla tell me about the exercises they did and what they worked on in class.
What was the objection? What was the objection?
An objection, non-responsive.
Overruled.
Did anything else happen during that visit, sir?
Yes, I gave Kayla all the documents and everything else that he needed to work on and do. I put a folder together, or papers together, made copies of everything for her so that way she would know, and I explained to her what she needed to do as far as his tongue exercises.
At the exchange, you also, I'm going to show you what has been previously admitted as Exhibit P14. Let me pull that up, sir. This was a text you sent to Kayla, is that correct?
Yes, so that was a text I sent to Kayla after our exchange.
The exchange earlier this month, is that right?
That's correct.
During while Jackson was in Dallas after the May 27th, the exchange earlier this month, were there any issues with communicating with Ms. Wilson while Jackson was in Dallas?
The issues that I had was it was very sporadic on the Zoom calls. She would miss a few days that I asked her to Zoom with me.
Objection, non-responsive. Any issues?
Sustained. Mr. Ramos, we're having trouble picking up your voice, so I'm not hearing your objections.
Judge, objection, yeah, objection, I'm sorry, Judge. Objection, non-responsive. It was a yes or no question.
Sustained.
Mr. Wilson, what were the issues you had with Ms. Wilson while Jackson was in Dallas?
So she wouldn't confirm with me on what times that she would do Zoom calls with me. It was just sporadic and whatnot. So if I was at work or whatnot, she wouldn't communicate any of that with me. And then she wouldn't do it at all a couple of days. I asked her if she would give me the speech therapist that she was taking him to, and she never sent that information to me as well, because I wanted the name, phone number, and the speech therapist so I could talk to him and find out what his progress was and what was going on with him, with Jackson. And then also asked where she would be staying, and she refused to tell me that until Monday. Finally, she told me where she was staying, and it was she said that she was in a house with her friend Don.
Monday of this week, sir?
Monday, the day after the exchange.
You know what?
I'm sorry, I missed what was being said, Your Honor.
He withdrew the objection.
Okay. Any other issues while Jackson was in Dallas, or did you finish that already? I couldn't hear you.
Just that, any of the stuff that I asked for, she said that she was doing exercises with him, but I don't know if that was actually being done. When I was on Zoom calls with him, I did do the exercises with him and having work on his words and how to speak correctly. I don't know if he was brushing his teeth, because she never reported any of that to me. I don't know if she was taking care of his tongue exercises like she said she was doing. And I found out that she hasn't taken him to a speech therapy class at all last week, or the first week that she had him. and just attempted to try to take him yesterday.
And Mr. Wilson, I'm okay. Now, what was the reason, if any, Ms. Wilson gave you for the lack of communication?
She did not give me any reason.
Now, let's switch gears to the medical issues that we've been discussing. When did the speech therapy become an issue with Jackson?
As soon as I brought him home, I scheduled an appointment with his pediatrician just to make sure his shots and everything else were up to date. It was a pediatrician that she had already scheduled an appointment supposedly one time before and took him to, but never did.
So,
which is steeplechase.
Objection,
Wilson.
Sustain.
Okay, Mr. Wilson, you're going to have to listen very carefully to what I'm asking, okay? Now,
Yes.
is it fair to say that the speech therapy incident was something recently you found out about?
Judge, I'm objecting.
Yes, that's correct.
Objection leading.
Sustain, deleting.
Albatross. When did you first take, Mr. Wilson, when did you first take Jackson to the speech therapist?
When I had Jackson back in my custody.
Objection, Judge, non-responsive.
Sustain. If you can give me a date, sir, if you remember, how long after you got possession on April 2nd?
Do you mind if I look at a calendar on my phone?
Then I want to look at it.
I'll show it to you as well.
No, you don't. You just, no, sir. Don't look at your calendar. Just if you
Okay,
don't
that's
recall,
fine.
you don't recall.
No, it was that first week of having Jackson back. So he went to the pediatrician, and then the day after is when he went to the speech therapist to get his exam. So that would have been on a Wednesday. Wednesday, the first week of April.
Mr. Wilson, I'm going to show you what's been pre-admitted as Exhibit P11. This is the 7-page document. Is this the speech therapist, this Houston corporate speech therapy pathology that Jackson is attending? Or
Yes.
Judge, I'm not going to object. I just want the court to take a mental note. Date of the evaluation, Judge, says 2017. It's 4/13/2021. It was a typo.
I see that. Thank you.
And Mr. Wilson, you were present during this evaluation?
No, I was not. The evaluation was done on his
Objection,
own.
non-responsive to everything after no.
Sustained after no.
When did you get this evaluation, sir?
I got it back from his speech pathologist therapist via email a few days later, because she had to write it all up.
How many visits since April 2021 has Jackson visited or been gone to this speech therapist?
In the beginning, it was 2 times a week.
And then what does it change to now?
3 times a week.
When did that change occur, sir?
The change occurred after his tongue tie.
What is it? What do you mean by tongue tying? What does that mean?
So it's where the skin below the tongue goes towards the tip of the tongue. So it keeps him from being able to lift his tongue to the roof of his mouth, touch the back of his teeth. He also had a cheek and lip tie, is what they call it. There's a medical word for it, but where the skin, he's got layers of skin on the sides of his cheek, and he also has layers of skin on the top of his lip of his mouth that was keeping him from being able to speak correctly.
Did Jackson have to undergo surgery for this?
He did.
When did that happen, sir?
That happened the week before our original court date. It was that week before.
Has Jackson recovered from that? As in, is he able to speak now?
Yes. He is working on his exercises. It was very important that he did it.
Everything after yes.
Sustained after yes.
Mr. Wilson, now, why was this medical issue specifically related to the tongue tying? Why was this just recently brought up? Do you know?
Because when we took him to,
that calls for speculation on his part.
Overrule. You may answer if you know.
When I took him to the pediatrician that week of first getting Jackson back, the pediatrician said, "Did you know about his tongue tying?"
Sustained hearsay. Don't tell me what the pediatrician said.
So that's when it was brought to my attention about his tongue tie. And
and hold on. Okay, Mr. Wilson, I'm going to break it apart. Okay. Mr. Wilson, had you known about Jackson having speech issues for the past 4 years or so since he's been born?
Yes, he was having struggles with speech. Yes.
For these entire 4 years.
Yes, he was slow on the speech that I believe, to my ability, that he wasn't catching on and not articulating his words right and where he should have been.
Did you ever bring up this issue as related to Jackson's speech to Miss Wilson during the marriage?
Yes.
What was Miss Wilson's response, if any?
I don't have time. I've got 2 other kids that I have to watch, and I don't have time to work with him.
What is Jackson's speech after the surgery been now relative to what it was before?
It's night and day.
What do you mean by that? Can you expand to the court?
You used to not be able to understand any words coming out of his mouth. I mean, it was a lot of gibberish. It was a lot of, you would have to try to splice it all together or have him repeat himself several times in order to figure out what he was trying to say to you. And he would get frustrated because he was trying to tell you something. I would end up having to try to point and try to get him to say stuff. Now he is speaking where you can understand him. He's speaking in full sentences. He's pointing, he's acknowledging things and objects. So that way, if he is having a tough word that he's trying to say, he's acknowledging now what it is and pointing out, so that way I can help him with it.
Has Jackson had any other medical issues to your knowledge besides the speech therapy that we talked about?
Yes.
What other issues, sir?
He hasn't had his vaccination since 2017.
Have they been done now?
They have.
When was that done?
That was done the first week of me getting Jackson back. So that was on that Tuesday after his birthday.
What other medical issues besides the vaccinations and the speech therapy?
So also had a dentist appointment scheduled for him, and he had never been to the dentist, and he had 5 cavities.
Were you aware during your marriage to Miss Wilson for the past 2 years, were you aware during this time that Jackson had not gone to the dentist?
I was not.
What was Miss Wilson, did she work during the marriage?
No.
Would she stay in the home while you were at work?
Yes.
So fair to say she's a stay-at-home mom, is that correct?
That's correct.
I'm going to switch gears slightly now. When Miss Wilson left for Dallas, I'm going to show you what's been previously admitted as Exhibit P3. Bear with me. See this picture here on Exhibit P3?
Yes.
What is this picture of?
That is one of the kids' rooms.
You know which kid?
That's actually Jackson's room.
Is this how you found the house?
That's correct.
What's this picture showing?
The mold and everything in the refrigerator.
Was the refrigerator?
My objection is, what exhibit is he referencing?
P3.
Petitioner's 3.
P3?
Mr. Wilson, was the fridge regularly stocked during the marriage?
It was with junk food and stuff like that.
Non-responsive to everything after it was.
Sustained.
What about this picture? Where'd you find this?
That was in the refrigerator.
What about this? Whose room is this?
This is Autumn's room.
Who's Autumn?
Autumn is her youngest daughter from the previous marriage.
Whose room is this?
That is again Autumn's.
Whose room is this?
Christopher's, the 11-year-old from her previous marriage.
Whose room is this?
Again, Christopher's.
Whose room is this?
Christopher's.
Let me move this over. Whose room is this, if you can see it, actually?
That is Christopher's room.
Now, if you were these messes common during the marriage to Miss Wilson?
That was a lot of our fights. Was
Objection not
her
responsive. Would a
Sustain.
message common, yes or no?
Sustain.
Were these types of pictures common? Was this a frequent sight that you would see in the home during the marriage to Miss
yes.
Wilson? Knowing that, why didn't you do anything to clean up the home?
Usually when I got off of work, I was tired. I would try to pick up sometimes, and then she would tell me not to worry about it, that she would take care of it, and that she would have to do better, and that she knows that she's not a very good housewife.
Did Miss Wilson ever tell you what she would be doing while you were at work during the marriage to Miss Wilson?
She would watch TV or be on social media, and that's what she spent her time doing.
Her kids would be going to school, though, at that time, right?
That's correct.
Is Jackson enrolled in anything, any daycare currently?
So currently, he is.
Miss Wilson, where is he enrolled?
Grace Fellowship Preschool,
Where is that located, sir?
Katy, Texas,
What is Grace
off of
Fellowship?
Mason Road. I'm sorry.
What is Grace Fellowship? Can you tell the court?
Grace Fellowship is a church that we attend, and we go.
And when you say you, is that you and Miss Jackson?
Yeah, Jackson and I attend Grace Fellowship every Sunday, and he goes to Bible school while I go to the main.
How often have you attended Grace Fellowship with Jackson since the marriage to Miss Wilson?
None. Since the marriage, or after the marriage?
During your
Can
marriage,
you repeat the question?
since June 2019, how often do you and Jackson attend Grace Fellowship Church?
So since June of 2019, it was just me and Jackson attending when it was us by ourselves.
So weekly for the last 2 months?
Weekly from April 4th, when we made it back to Houston. So that the April 5th, all the way through till Jackson went and stayed with his mom.
Did you attend Grace Fellowship as a family, as in you, Miss Wilson, and Jackson and her, Kayla's
Never.
children?
No.
Did you attend Grace Fellowship Church yourself before April 2021?
No, I tried to get us to go as a
Objection,
family, and
Judge,
she would.
non-responsive to everything
Sustained
else.
after no.
Why are you choosing to attend the church now?
I am a big Christian. I've always wanted to go back to church, but I wanted to do it as a family, and she would not want to ever go.
Who is she? You mean Kayla?
Kayla, I'm sorry.
During your marriage to Miss Wilson, sir, would you have arguments with Miss Wilson?
Yes.
How often would these arguments happen on a monthly basis?
On a month, 2-3 times a month.
What would these arguments consist of?
Either intimacy or cleanliness of the house, or not taking care of the kids and taking care of their rooms, or taking care of what they needed to have done as far as homework wise.
Did you ever yell at Miss Wilson during these times?
I did a few times, yes.
Did you have heated arguments with Ms. Wilson during the marriage?
Yes.
If you had to say how many times that happened since June of 2019, how many times would you say that's happened? Heated arguments.
Probably a handful of times.
Did you ever call her names?
I did.
Did any of these heated arguments occur in front of Jackson?
Never.
Where would Jackson be during those times these arguments happened?
In his room and bed.
But were you arguing in the house? Where were you arguing exactly?
It was typically in our bedroom.
How far away is your bedroom compared to Jackson's?
Middle of the house where Jackson's room is, and ours at the back of the house.
Have you ever physically or Miss Wilson?
Never.
Have you ever had the police called on you for violence against Miss Wilson or a child?
Never.
Have you ever had?
No.
Have you ever solicited?
No.
You understand there's an allegation against you for that in this case, correct?
Correct.
Now, sir, you have a criminal history. Is that correct?
I do.
Can you tell the court where your criminal history is?
I've had 2 DWIs. And then I had a possession charge.
Possession of what? Are you currently on probation, sir?
I am.
What are the terms of your probation?
To not do drugs and have a monthly drug test done on me.
So is it fair? You're doing monthly drug screenings now?
Yes.
How long does that happen until?
For the end of December 2022.
Who's your probation officer?
Officer, I'm trying to think of her name. What was her name?
Is she saved on your phone?
She is. I just didn't want to look at my phone.
Do you have to contact her monthly?
Object, is the witness talking to somebody in the same room with him?
No, sir.
I'm sorry, you're looking away, and that's okay if you're looking away to think, but just remember, don't look at a document or look at your phone, because if you do, you're going to open that up to Mr. Ramos.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Wilson, do you have to report to your probation officer each month?
Yes.
Did you miss any probation meetings?
I did.
Why did you miss those?
From work, because I worked at Holiday World of Dallas, and I was a finance manager there, and it was a satellite store. So there was only 2 managers there at the time. And so when one of us was off or one of us had to go to corporate meetings, I would have to fill in and run the store. And at times that I tried to reschedule those appointments or whatever, the Rockwall probation officer wouldn't reschedule with me.
Now, the 2 DWIs and the possession of, and when did those occur? Year. What years did those occur, sir?
So the DWI when I turned 21, the first one, and then the second one was back in 2014, I believe.
2014, you said?
I believe.
What about the possession of?
That was in 2017.
Does Miss Wilson know about your criminal history?
Hold on, we lost Mr. Wilson.
Hang on. I'm sorry. Somebody was calling me. Yes, she does.
Have you told her about your criminal history?
Yes, I did.
Have you ever tried to hide your past from Miss Wilson?
Not at all.
During your marriage to Miss Wilson, who would you say was responsible for feeding the children?
She was supposed to be responsible for it.
Objection, non-responsive.
Sustain.
Who would you say was making the dinner for the children for the majority of the time?
It was usually fend for yourselves.
What does that mean?
It means that the kids would have to go and get food out of the fridge for them and their brother, Jackson.
One objection on grounds of, may I take the witness on hold hour, please? Just
You may.
a question. Sir, did you not just testify earlier that you were at work and wouldn't come home until late night? Is that your testimony?
I said in the evening time at 7 on sometimes
Okay.
when I worked late.
All right, so you work late. So your testimony here today is that when you would come home, that the information you're testifying to, you got from the children, I assume. Is that correct?
And that's incorrect.
Okay. And your testimony essentially that it was fend for yourself. Where did you get that information from?
That's what she called it. My wife, Kayla.
Kayla said fend for yourself?
That's correct.
I'll pass the witness. I withdraw, Judge.
All right. Objection's overruled. Go ahead, Mr. Sy.
Yes, Judge. Mr. Wilson, what would Miss Wilson say what would she mean by fend for yourself? Did she ever tell you that?
She would tell them that it was fend for yourself, and they would go get food for themselves, Christopher and Autumn, and then would give food for Jackson.
Now, before March of 2021, is it fair to say, Mr. Wilson, that you had a relatively happy marriage?
Yes.
I'm going to just show you briefly, sir, what's been previously admitted as exhibit P15. This is a post from Miss Wilson, a Facebook post, right?
That's correct.
I'll let the evidence speak for itself. And this one is a post from September 15th of 2020, right?
That's correct.
These pictures of her two other children?
That's correct.
What did you and Mr. Wilson decide about going back to in-person school?
We thought it was the best for them to get them more involved in school because they were lacking at home.
This one is from June of last year. Did you celebrate your anniversary then?
That's correct.
And this one here, previously admitted as P13, sir. This is also from June 21 of last year. This is a Happy Father's Day that Miss Wilson posted about you. Is that correct?
That's correct. And that's pictures of us doing several different
Objection, Judge,
activities.
not responsive to everything after you.
Sustained after. That's correct.
I'm going to circle back briefly to what's been previously admitted as P4. Oh, sorry, P5, excuse me. This was a text message between you and Miss Wilson, right?
Yes.
Was this when you notified Miss Wilson that you had hired an attorney at that time?
That's correct.
Then I'm going to show you what's been previously admitted as exhibit P6. Do you recognize this exhibit P6?
I do.
Did you, through your attorneys, attempt to contact Miss Wilson's attorney?
Yes.
Set up FaceTime sessions, is that correct?
That's correct.
What was, if any, what was the response from Miss Wilson about FaceTiming?
None.
Did you set up FaceTimes on your own with Miss Wilson, with Jackson and Miss Wilson?
Yes. One time. That was after Jackson's visitation with Kayla. We on the Band-Aid orders.
But I don't object. Time frame? This was
So it was that.
Hold on.
Go ahead, sir. I overruled.
So it was at the visitation after the Band-Aid orders were put into play that day. It was on a Tuesday, and Jackson had his speech therapy. And then after that, she dropped Jackson off at my residence, and I helped her get some things out of the house that belonged to her and the kids.
Sustain.
So anyways,
Wait for the next question.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to switch gears slightly, Mr. Wilson, to what's been previously admitted as part of exhibit P8. This is your financial information statement. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Is this accurately reflect your income and deductions of this 5-page document?
Yes,
It states here that you pay court-ordered child support. Is that correct?
that's correct.
What other children do you have to pay child support to? Who are they?
Well, it was Juliana and then Evan.
Who is Evan?
Evan is my 14-year-old son.
Are you currently paying that child support through a wage withholding order?
I am.
Now, you've heard allegations in this case about a incident in March of 2021 when everything was escalating. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Did you have an argument with Miss Wilson about, did you have an argument at all with Miss Wilson on or about March of 2021 before she left for Dallas?
I did.
And well, hold on. What was that argument about?
Her acting like different. She was acting very reserved, and that I felt that she was going to leave me and she wasn't telling me something. And then
And what was Miss Wilson's response?
No, I'm not leaving you. I love you. And we're just going to a birthday party over the weekend.
Over the weekend, is this the weekend you're referring to in Dallas?
That's correct.
How long was this argument in March of 2021?
It probably lasted about 15, 20 minutes. And she kept denying it. And I got upset. I packed my bag, my work clothes for the next day, and stayed in the hotel room.
How soon after this argument, let me back up. During this argument, did you ever physically get a beat with Miss Wilson?
Never.
Did this argument occur in front of Jackson?
No.
Did this argument occur in front of Kayla's other children?
No, it did not.
How soon after this argument did Miss Wilson leave to Dallas with the 3 kids?
So the following day, I had gone to work, and she was leaving that morning to go to Dallas, which was on a Friday. And she asked if she could come by with the kids and herself to say bye and tell us bye and love us.
Sustain. Non-responsive.
Mr. Wilson, how soon after did Kayla leave for Dallas after this argument? That's just that question.
The next day.
Now, you understand we're here for what the court will order temporarily during this lawsuit. Do you understand that?
I do.
What are you asking the court to order as it relates to a possession schedule for Jackson between you and Miss Wilson?
I would like to have possession of Jackson, so that way I can make sure that he gets all the help and the ability for school and whatnot.
Non-responsive.
And just have.
Overruled. I think he's getting there. He's asking for what possession schedule you want. So if you can get to that for me, please.
I want to have primary custodialship of Jackson.
Did you think that the exchange location where on June 13th recently, Did you think that exchange location worked if Ms. Wilson is continuing to reside in Dallas?
I mean, yes, if we have to.
Non-responsive to everything after, yes.
Yes, I understand.
Abstain.
Are you asking for child support from Ms. Wilson?
It's not necessary at this time. I don't need it.
Can you support Jackson with the income that you currently have?
Absolutely.
Are you able to provide health and I think what's been previously admitted as R20, and I'll show you that here, sir. You recognize this, sir, as the health insurance that Jackson is on? Let me rotate that.
Yes, I do.
Is this health insurance through your work?
That's correct.
You're asking that each party, as in you and Ms. Wilson, pay each of your own bills, as in your attorney's fees, your own support, wherever you're living?
Yes,
Are you renting the home currently in Katy?
I am.
Do you and Ms. Wilson have your own cars?
I am paying for them, but yes, we have two separate vehicles.
Would you be able to maintain those car payments, and each of you have your own car?
No. I mean,
Objection, non-responsive to after, no.
Abstain.
Would you be able to afford Ms. Wilson's car payment moving forward?
I can't afford it. Yes.
Sorry, Your Honor, I'm looking at my notes.
Take your time.
That's the witness, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Ramos, it's your witness.
Yes, sir. Mr. Wilson, let me back up a second. You and Ms. Kayla moved down here from Dallas last year, did you not?
We did.
Okay. And as a matter of fact, you're renting a home in Katy, which means you don't own a home right now. Is that true?
That's correct.
Right. And isn't it true, sir, that the reason why you got into this argument that you're describing back in March, and the reason why your spouse left, according to you, was, did your spouse Kayla confront you with the fact that you were actually having?
That's incorrect.
Did she confront you and tell you that you were in fact having? Yes or no?
No.
She did not communicate with you that you were having sex with other women.
No.
Okay. She never confronted you and told you that you essentially were sending monies to other women on your phone.
Objection as to calls for facts, not in evidence. And calls for
Is that true or not?
Overruled. He can ask leading questions. So overruled. You may answer that, sir.
Your Honor,
Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
Your Honor, my objection was as to facts, not in evidence.
Right. But he's leading the witness. He can ask him questions that are leading, and even though it's not in evidence, he's allowed to do that. So the objection's overruled.
Yes, Judge.
Sir, did your wife, right in March, when you got into that fight and she left you, according to you, did your wife confront you, okay, with the fact that you were sending monies to other women through your phone? Okay. As a matter of fact, isn't it true, sir, that you were in fact, at that time, you were confronted by your spouse about you receiving text messages from on your phone? Is that true?
Are you talking about prior to me or prior to her leaving? Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. No.
Okay. So after she left, did you receive messages from?
No.
Okay. Did your wife confront you after she left about you receiving messages from?
After she left? Yes.
Okay. As a matter of fact, she told you that she was basically tired and she was not going to be in a relationship with you because you were receiving pictures from. True?
Yes.
Okay. And as a matter of fact, she told you that's the reason why she had problems with her intimacy with you. True?
Incorrect.
Okay. And sir, as you sit here today, do you think it's appropriate for you to receive text messages from?
Objection as to Objection has irrelevance.
Hold on, sir. There's an objection by your lawyer. What's the objection, Mr. Sy?
Objection has irrelevance.
Overruled.
Right.
You may answer that, Mr. Wilson.
Say that again now, sir.
So you think it's appropriate for you to receive text messages on your phone from?
No, it's not appropriate, and no, I can't control it.
You mean you can't control them going ahead and send you pictures of themselves?
No, not when they had my number. No, sir.
Right. They just went ahead and just randomly went ahead and chose you out of the freaking lineup they have and said, you're going to get the pictures. Is that what you're
No,
testifying?
sir. No, sir.
Okay. Now, in addition to that, sir, you're testifying that you, for some odd reason, did you find church after April 3rd of 2021? Is that your testimony?
I had attended church back in Rockwall, but when I was with Kayla, she would never attend church with me.
So that's Kayla's fault. Is that true?
Yes, because we couldn't do it as a family.
Right. And as a matter of fact, there are other things that you found out for April 3rd, 2021. As an example, you found out your son had cavities. True?
Yes.
Okay. Before that, and you said you knew your son was having speech issues for 4 years, right? And not once did you take your son to go see a speech therapist. Is that true? Before April 3rd, 2021?
That's correct.
Okay. And as a matter of fact, you're saying, oh, my son didn't have vaccine. You went to one doctor's appointment for your son, okay, before April 3rd of 2021. Is that true?
That's incorrect.
Okay. As a matter of fact, in you going ahead and let me back up a second. Your babysitter, what's her name again? Miss Perry?
Krista Perry.
The babysitter, true?
Correct.
All right. Now, the babysitter is the one that took your son to go see the specialist to go ahead and have the assessment done. Is that true?
What assessment are we talking about?
I don't know, sir. How many assessments have you taken your son to?
So the assessment for the speech therapy, is that what you're asking me?
No, sir. Just assessments in general, since there appear to be more than one. So how many have you taken him to?
I've taken him to all of the doctor's visits, sir.
Sir, the assessment, your babysitter is the one that took your son to go have the assessment done. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. As a matter of fact, your babysitter is the one that actually did the intake for the assessment. I mean, she's the one that verbally gave the information relating to your son. Is that true?
No, that's incorrect.
As a matter of fact, it's true, sir, because you weren't present, correct?
I was present for that when I dropped him off for the speech therapy for him to do the intake and get that. Yes, sir, I was present.
Sir, so the day your testimony was that the assessment was done because Ms. Perry's the one that took your son to have the assessment taken. Is your testimony now different than it was?
No, if you would specify on what assessment you're talking about, because there was an assessment where he had to go to the dentist.
Assessment to go to a dentist.
Yeah, he went to a dentist, and that's when we found out about the cavities.
What kind of dentist do you go to? Tell me about your dentist. They conduct an assessment?
Objection has irrelevance.
Well, he says
Overruled. He's kind of opened the door to this line of questioning. So overruled. He may clarify.
Sir? Dentist assessment.
When I say assessment, I'm saying that when he got his exam done to look at his teeth to find out the cavities they had.
Are you equating an assessment with a dental appointment?
No, sir. You're mixing my words, but okay.
You know what? I'll move it along for you. Okay. So did you at any time after April 3rd? Okay. Let me back up a second. Your testimony is that on April 2nd, okay, you had physical possession of your son in Dallas. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. As a matter of fact, even though your testimony was that a month before you took possession of your son, that you and mom were having difficulties communicating, for some odd reason, you went ahead and decided to take vacation time with your work, and y'all planned for you to have possession of your son during his birthday weekend. True?
That's correct.
Right, because you can't communicate with Kayla. She wasn't communicating with you. Is that accurate?
Not until that point.
Objection, non-responsive. Is that accurate?
Sustained.
And your testimony essentially is that as you sit here today with Kayla, is when you took possession by agreement, is that true?
I had already filed for divorce.
Objection, non-responsive.
Sustained.
Sir, when you had possession or took possession of your son, okay, Lil Jackson, okay, that was done without any conflict and in a civil fashion. Is that true?
That's correct.
All right. And as a matter of fact, Kayla went ahead and handed you your son Jackson and the two other children to go to dinner. Is that true?
That's correct.
Right. And there were no issues and problems. Is that true?
No, we had a great dinner.
Right. And then you went ahead and you returned the two children and told her you were going to keep Jackson. Is that true?
That's what we had already arranged. Yes.
That's right. That's what y'all agreed to. And as a matter of fact, y'all also agreed that the next day, okay, he was going to have his birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese. Is that true?
She asked me if I would meet her at Chuck E. Cheese
Objection,
with.
non-responsive.
Sustained. He's just asking, did y'all have an agreement to have a birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese the next day?
We did.
Okay. And as a matter of fact, that was the planned birthday for your son, Jackson. But you got a great photo now. Is that true? Of you taking a photograph of Jackson out of Chuck E. Cheese to insult to injury 2 days later, April the 6th?
Objection as the argumentative.
Let me rephrase my question. Did you eventually take your son to Chuck E. Cheese on April 6th?
I did.
You think that was insulting to his mama to go ahead and have him have his birthday at Chuck E. Cheese, the one that you did not attend with your son on April 3rd?
Objection as the argumentative and relevance.
Overruled.
I went to take my son out for his birthday at Chuck E. Cheese.
On April 3rd?
No, on the following Monday.
Right, because on April 3rd, what you did was instead of bringing your son to Chuck E. Cheese, you bought the process server. Is that true, sir?
That's correct.
Right. As a matter of fact, you told the process server, I know where to find his mama. She's going to be at the Chuck E. Cheese. This is what she's driving. Is that true?
Objection as a relevance.
Overruled.
Yes, she was served in her vehicle.
Sir, and you right. And as a matter of fact, that's what you wanted, right? Those were your instructions to the process server to serve her in that parking lot on the day of your child's birthday. Is that true?
I was.
Objection as a relevance.
Co-parent.
Overruled.
I was getting my son back home.
And you said you were getting your son back home, okay? Sir, you're from Dallas. Is that true?
I was originally from Dallas. Yes, sir.
Your mama lives in Dallas, true?
Lives in Rockwall. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. Is that outskirts of Dallas?
That's correct. Rockwall County.
Close enough, sir. Your stepfather, he live in Dallas?
He lives in Rockwall County as well.
You got one of them sisters? You got a sister up there too?
I do not.
Brother?
I do have a brother
Where's he live?
in Rowlett.
Where's that?
It's in Dallas.
All right. Now, you testified that on your FIS, you got $1,500 for child support, right?
Mhm.
Is that a yes?
That's correct.
You said something about a little boy named Evan. Your rights are terminated as to that child, are you not, sir?
They are not terminated.
You don't have your rights terminated as to him?
No,
Objection
sir.
asked and answered.
Okay, you got a court order, you can't see him?
Hold on. Objection as to asked and answered on my previous objection, Your Honor.
Sustained. The asked and answered objection was sustained.
Sir, do you have a court order where you can't see your son?
No, sir.
Okay. You do not visit your son, Evan, true?
No, sir.
You haven't seen your son in a year, is that true?
That's correct. Since we've moved here.
As a matter of fact, you haven't seen your son in over 3 years, is that true?
That's correct.
That would not be in the best interest of Jackson, right? For his mama not to see him for about a month and a half. You would not think that's in his best interest, do you?
I I would think that he should have some visitation with his mom for sure.
Objection, non-responsive.
Sustain.
Do you think it was in Jackson's best interest not to see his mama for a month and a half?
Yes.
Thank you. As a matter of fact, that's what's best for him, is for his mom not to know that he's having major surgery. True, sir?
That's not true.
Yet, sir, you testified it's best for him not to see his mama for a month and a half. In that month and a half, your son had surgery. Is that true?
He did.
Yes. As a matter of fact, he had evasive surgery. Is that true?
That's not true.
Sir, did your son have to be put under anesthesia? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. Well, were you present?
I was.
Okay. And your son had to have, what'd you say, his bottom lip, right, taken and go ahead and cut. Is that true?
No. It was a laser procedure.
I'm sorry. It was a laser that had to cut it. True?
It was a laser procedure.
Right.
Yes, sir.
With the lip had to be dislodged from his bottom gum. See, that's where you unstick something, right?
It was the skin that was attached from the gum to his lip. That's correct.
All right. The skin that was attached, right? So it became.
And it was his upper lip, and it was his his upper cheeks.
And then that skin became detached. True?
Correct.
All right. Through a laser. Is that true?
That's correct.
Somebody had to sign a consent form for that. That was you. True?
That's correct.
All right. And in that consent form, you didn't list his mama's information, did you not?
No, I did not.
All right. As a matter of fact, that doctor at the time he conducted that procedure, because you didn't tell him, didn't even know he had a mama. Is that true?
Objection is
That's not true.
Objection is speculation.
Overruled.
Sir,
That's not true.
That's not true. So the doctor was supposed to look at a crystal ball. Is that your testimony, and find out he had a mom somewhere?
No. He knew he had a mother.
Okay. Because Miss Perry told him?
No, I told him.
Okay. And you told him, but you didn't decide to put down any information for that doctor to be able to reach his mama. True?
Objection has to ask and answer.
Sustain.
Let me ask it this way, Mr. Wilson. Okay. Did you have to take your son back to the dentist that did the surgery for a follow-up?
Yes.
Okay. Did you know, let me ask you this way. I'm going to ask your opinion. How would you feel as a parent as you sit here today, okay, if since April 3rd until the last time we were in court, hypothetically speaking, you hadn't seen your child, and you learned that Jackson had a major medical procedure done, and you weren't there and you didn't know? How'd you feel?
I would be upset.
And you will be upset because it's flat out wrong for one parent to go ahead and behave that way and do that to the other parent, not tell them. True?
If they were communicating.
So your testimony is that if you chose not to tell her, so you think it was her job for her to, while you had Jackson, to somehow talk to you?
No, I think that as parents, loving parents, that
Yes.
both of us have choices on medical decisions for our son.
Right. And you make sure that got performed by putting her as a contact information in the form and contacting her. Have you lost her phone number?
No, sir.
Okay. She still got the same number from the time you left her or she left you until today. Is that true?
That's correct.
All right. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to ask it this way. Why don't you pull up their P14? Off the top of my head, my favorite. There you go. You see that P4? Let me share it on the screen for a minute. This is your exhibit. Do you see that text to Jackson's mama?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes, sir.
And it says things that you need to be done for Jackson. He says you in capital letters. You see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then right on down the line, you keep saying you, I, and then again, I. Are you making a reference to yourself and accusing her of not doing something for Jackson?
I'm making a reference because on the you, I found out that she was having the other children brush Jackson's teeth. So I told her that she needed to do it because Jackson can't brush his teeth by himself and he needs to have help.
Okay. And you, when y'all were married, you were watching Jackson brush his teeth while you were high on marijuana. Is that true?
No.
Okay. Because you smoke a lot of marijuana, do you not, sir?
No, I don't.
Okay. As a matter of fact, you busted your own drug test while you were on probation last summer because you were smoking marijuana. Is that true?
No.
Sir, did you fail a drug test or not?
I did. For CBD.
I'm sorry, the oil. What is that?
CBD.
CBD.
Yeah.
Illegal in Texas, right?
No.
Legal in Texas.
Yes.
You had a prescription for it.
It's over the counter.
Okay. So as a matter of fact, you busted your drug test and then you had to show up in court again in December. Is that true? Of last
That's
year?
correct.
And you were going to have your probation pulled and you were going to have to go to jail. Is that true?
It was a possibility, yes.
And surely that would not be in Jackson's best interest if his daddy was a criminal and in jail, right?
But I'm not. I'm not in jail and I'm not a criminal.
You're not a criminal? Sir, you're not a criminal.
That's correct.
And you have been on probation because you're not a criminal for a DWI that took place in what, 2014?
No, I'm on probation for a having possession of a that would belong to Kayla.
All right. So now it's Kayla's drugs. Is that true?
It is.
Okay. And your probation, okay. Let me back up. You're not on probation for that specific charge, sir. You were already on probation when you got arrested for the narcotics. Is that true?
No.
Okay. And as a matter of fact, sir, it was Kayla's fault that you had that oil in your system too?
No.
The drug test?
No, it was CBD pills that I was using for pain for my shoulder, and I didn't know.
And the that you can't control that send you pictures, you have purchased from them too, right? Correct?
No.
You regarding Jackson, let me stay hone in on that. Miss Perry lives 4 doors down from you, correct?
That's correct.
All right. This babysitter, do you go to church with the babysitter in Jackson?
No, I go to church by myself.
Okay. Does the babysitter from time to time, does she happen to go to church when you and Jackson are present?
She attends the church, yes.
Right. As a matter of fact, that's how you found church.
No.
Miss Perry.
No, I was recommended to that church.
By one of those people happen to have been the babysitter.
It was.
Okay. And the last time that Jackson, your son, was dropped off at your residence here in Katy, okay, there were approximately over 10 cans of beer in that trash. Is that true?
That's incorrect.
Well, how many cans of beer were they?
None.
There were no cans of beer.
That's correct.
If a witness came in here and said they sold that beer in your trash, they planted it.
No, they were lying because it was on trash day and there was no trash in my garage, in my trash cans.
What trash day is that?
It's on Tuesday.
And you saying that's the day that the trash is gone and there's no beer in the trash.
Objection has
That's
a relevance, Your Honor.
Let me move it
Hold
along.
on, what was the objection?
Objection has a relevance, Your Honor, to this line of questioning.
Alcohol.
Overruled.
Sir, you have consumed alcohol in the last week. Is that true?
No,
You have consumed alcohol in the last 30 days. Is that true?
no,
So your testimony to this judge is that you are not drinking and consuming alcohol.
that's correct.
Okay. And your wife and you often had fights, so the day she left, because of your alcohol use and abuse. Is that true?
No,
Okay. As a matter of fact, like you were so reminded by your counsel, in the last 3 years, you have driven with your son in the car while consuming alcohol. Is that true?
that's incorrect.
Okay. You have not done that.
No,
Okay. But you did have a breathalyzer in your truck. Is that true?
no.
You had a breathalyzer in your car?
Did I have a breathalyzer in my car?
Yes, sir. You did.
Yeah, back in
Objection,
2015.
I'm responsible. I'm sorry. You did, right? Correct?
In 2015,
I'm sorry.
yes, I did.
Okay. And as you sit here today, you want the judge to appoint you primary custodian of your son. Is that true?
That's correct.
I assume since because you've been making great decisions, you want the decision to go ahead and make exclusively medical decisions for your son. Is that true?
No, I'm looking for the best interests of my son.
Objection, non-responsive.
Sustained.
Sir, the medical decisions, okay, since you've been making them so far, you want the judge to award those to you exclusively, correct?
Correct.
Now, you think that's in the best interest of your child for you to continue to do what you do, which is not tell his mama when he's going to the doctor.
I believe that making sure that he gets the right medical attention is important. Yes.
Non-responsive. So the
Sustained.
answer is yes. You want to
Yes.
continue to do that.
I'm
Okay?
sorry, Mr. Ramos. You're really going to have to slow down.
Yeah, and the objection is sustained other than the last part, which was yes. You may ask your next question, Mr. Ramos.
Yes, yes, sir. Sir, you know what? I'm going to pass the witness, Judge.
All right, Mr. Sy, how much redirect do you have with this witness?
Not much, Your Honor. Possibly 10 minutes once I look at my notes. Are we going on a break briefly? Because I was also going to ask how much time.
I'm going to go ahead and let him finish unless you need a break. Do you need a break now?
Yeah, I do need to use the restroom. I'm sorry.
All right, let's go ahead and take our afternoon break. We'll resume at it's 2:39, so let's resume at 2:50. And take a 10-minute break. We're going off the record.
Okay. So neither of these parents so far sound like they're really great at parenting. Mom sounds like she has just checked out. I mean, the house didn't look so great. Although they should be cleaning their own rooms by a certain age. And then the fend for yourself dinners? What? When I was young, when I was that age, I would have been picking the ice cream carton. So I don't know if that's really the greatest thing to do. I guess with supervision, but not for the little one. Not for that one. Anyway, that's what I see so far. Mom's checked out. Dad sounds like he's got a good job. He supports his family. And he's great with his son. I don't know about the other ones, the other two. I really don't know. He didn't talk about that. Sounds like he has a good relationship with his son. But, you know, the relationship he has with the wife doesn't sound that great. So it's a good thing they're going through this divorce, in my opinion. Anyway, so thank you so much for watching. I'll check in with you guys tomorrow, and have a happy Thanksgiving today.